All right, guys. I'm here with Dom, aka King Dom. Dom, how you doing?
Doing good, man. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. All right, Dom. So why don't you introduce yourself for those that don't know you? Just say your year, where you're from, major, all that stuff.
All right, my name's Dominic Denny. I'm from Coral Springs, Florida. Northborough Preparatory School is where I used to go for high school, majoring in business, and I'm a freshman.
All right. All right, Dom. So tell me about where you were when COVID first hit and we had that whole send out home order. I know you told me that before that you guys finished your season, but tell me where you were at that point when everything got going.
Yeah. So yeah, like told you the other day, I had finished my high school basketball season, but then we were kind of getting into track season because I would run track.
Mm-hmm.
Most athletes at my school would do that just like to get in shape, just because it was fun. But we were starting to get into like workouts and whatnot for track, and then all the corona just hit, and we got shut down and whatnot, and then it just blew up and whatnot, and eventually that whole season ended up getting canceled. So no track season. Continued with corona, ended up not having graduation,
Yeah.
no prom, and it was just a weird time with all that because all the classes just turned online, and yeah, it was just overall awkward state.
Tell me about like what the last couple of months leading up to school have been like. Obviously, I know you're a freshman now, so tell me about like going from senior year of high school to not having a traditional start to the school year. Like, what's that been like for you mentally and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's been tough. But I mean, of course, everything happens. Just can't really control much. So it's been an interesting transition, I would say. Uh,
Hmm.
Definitely harder than it's supposed to be, and
Right.
it's weird trying to stay. I wouldn't say that it makes me like you know sad or worse in a way, but it does obviously affect everyone because
Yeah.
like you don't get the usual just coming to college, and then on top of it, we have to wear the mask everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
Uh, and then of course with basketball, we don't get to have workouts. We can't even see you like in school and whatnot. So it's just really weird, and
Mhm.
it's a hard time, of course. But I think it's good to have people around you that can help you get through what you're going through.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so talk to me about why FSC was like the school you wanted to be. Like, why was such a good fit? Was it the winning tradition? Was it just like Coach D talking to you? Like, what was the main factor for you wanting to commit here?
Um, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things really. One big thing is just, I mean, I wasn't really supposed to be here because unlike most of the people that got recruited here, they were known, like they went to watch them and whatnot. Like Wes, I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure Coach knew Wes, and then he went to see Wes and whatnot. With
Hmm.
me, like Coach had no idea who I was, and
Right.
he only saw me play because he went to see one of my teammates play, and luckily I played well, and actually, Coach ended up giving me the offer. So I
Wow.
mean, that's a big piece as to why I'm really excited to be here because I just feel like it was meant to be kind of,
Yeah.
because just the circumstances behind how I got here are really like they're not set in stone. It was just luck and chance, really. And then of course, I mean, winning culture, you guys went like 29 and what 2 last year.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hard to beat. It's hard to beat and not say yes to a school that's top 5 in the you know country and whatever.
No
But
doubt.
yeah. So it's really hard. And if I wouldn't even say yes, it'd be very hard. Besides just the fact of how I feel like it was destiny. Plus, again, you guys get tons of gear, which is insane. So I mean that helps too. A lot of extra factors to boost my confidence in wanting to come here.
Hey, I love it, man. I love it. So you and I are considered the short guys, right? So talk to me about what you think you bring to the team. I mean, I got a chance to see you play, obviously, but from what read about you online and stuff, like you bring a lot of energy. So talk to me about what you think that you're going to be able to bring, like even in practice and games, all that stuff. Like, what do you bring to the team this year?
For me, I would say, but yeah, definitely like you said, the short. I mean, everyone is literally 6'1" or taller. and I'm 5'10", so like I'm literally the short guy and the only one that's not 6 foot. So I
Right.
mean it's interesting walking around with them because when I go out to eat with like Trey and Wes, any of them really,
Yeah.
it's insane to just be around everybody.
Mm.
But I definitely feel like it's a curse and a blessing because I can bring what I could bring is like that true point guard aspect because as you know we have guards obviously, but I feel like I'm the only one that's really like a true point guard, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Where
Here.
I'm more of like a facilitator. I can get the team involved, know the right positions. Like everybody obviously has the high IQ, but I feel like when it comes to being a point guard, I'm the only one that has that like point guard instinct, if you will.
Yeah.
So yeah, and being shorter, it's also a little easier to get around people because they're all mad tall, so they got to crouch real low to stick with me. So it helps. It's a good fit. It helps, but of course on defense it'll be a
Right.
little difficult. So I'll have to move a lot faster than usual
Right.
to maneuver and stuff on defense. But I feel like I can really bring energy and just overall just a mindset of like I'm the short dude, but
All
I'm
right.
still gonna work harder and work as hard as everybody else.
For sure. For sure. All right. So talk to me about what attracted you most about this, aside from obviously like what you mentioned before of like recruiting and stuff, but what was it about the way that Coach Donnelly coaches that really like appealed to you and like said that he thought he would be able to bring out the best in your ability and all that stuff? Like what was it about his style that really appealed to you?
I really enjoy the fast paced style that you guys have. It's more just get ball and go, get up good shots, and everybody has the green light to shoot threes and whatnot. So
Right.
that's good. I would enjoy playing with everybody that can shoot rather than people that can't, of course. So I think the fast paced style is really what helped to seal the deal, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't really like playing half court at all, to be honest. I hate half
Yeah.
court basketball. I
Yeah.
hate I hate half court sets and everything. It's just I don't like it. I'm not like that kind of person.
Right.
So full court going, just kind of isoing in full court, if you will, is more my style. And I feel like that's really what they try to bring out in everybody here is just to get it and go. So I think that really helps a lot.
So let me touch on COVID real quick. So like you mentioned before, your track season got canceled and stuff like that. So we're about towards the end of the year now. We're in October, right? It's been almost 7 full months since we got like the whole stay-at-home stuff and everything. So obviously masks and things like that are the big difference compared to before COVID hit. But kind of compare and contrast on your point of view, like what's been different then and then what's different now in terms of like how COVID affected everything.
What's really different is just, I mean, it's hard for me because personally I'm not much of a just go out person, I don't really go out and party and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. I really just relax in my room and like I said, I play video games a
Me
lot
too.
and I
Right.
just be chilling, and then I have my girlfriend, so I'm always on the phone with her just kind of relaxing. But I mean, of course, if I'm gonna touch on going out, it's kind of rough because you can't go to the movies, can't go have a nice dinner at the same pace as you used to. Of
Yeah.
course, now they're starting to open stuff up again, but it's obviously not the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't be able to go out and eat with my girl or like go with my boys and have like double dates or whatnot and just kind of relax. And then of course the parks and stuff, they're all like it's risky, if you will. And
Yeah.
then even like during the summer, I didn't really have a place to work out. Like there was no gyms open, so I couldn't lift or anything really. I had to like lift with my trainer at like his place, and it's just not the same kind of environment. It's
Yeah.
not the same. You don't have the same like what's the word like equipment and stuff. You don't have that same equipment to use, so you have to kind of dim it back, which is a lot. It's not difficult, but it's a little harder, to just use different equipment than the regular standard stuff you would use. And I mean, that's of course a struggle. But besides, just gyms and equipments and stuff, I think it's been an interesting transition to go from last year to this year.
So you're well aware now of how our season was last year. We were 29-2, 17 straight, back-to-back conference champs and all that. So I know as one of the guys coming in, you weren't a part of that experience last year, but do you feel like the hunger level, like, what I'm saying, like the hunger level of everyone that's back and then the guys coming in to like want to contribute to that success and like have us be in that position again where we are able to host the region actually and like make a run in the tournament? Like, do you feel like a sense of like urgency, like a hunger level? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you feel
Yeah,
that stuff?
I feel- yeah. I definitely feel like everybody is 100% motivated to like do even better than they did last year because just because of like the difficulty of this season, like the if factor, because
Right.
we're not 100% sure if we will have a season, but it's most likely we will. So I feel like with that, everybody just is just so ready to get back to it because it's been so long since everybody's played like an actual 5-on-5, regulated game.
Yeah.
So I feel like the hunger level is just outstanding right now because everybody just wants to get back out there and perform again. And then, of course, we want to do way better than last year,
For
even if,
sure.
even though it was, a fantastic season. But I would say like the goal is just go big or go home. So like go undefeated if we can, and if
Hmm.
we can't, then do close to it. It's just as big as we can get, we'll get there.
So obviously, you mentioned this before, there's a lot of guards on the team. Playing time might not be a guarantee for anybody. Like, Donnie doesn't promise anybody, so you always have to work for it. So playing time aside, potentially, what do you want to accomplish in your freshman year? Like, and whatever kind of year we have, like for you, like what would be considered a successful freshman year in your eyes?
As terms of like the team basis or just
Yeah,
me.
just what, like whatever, like individually, team, like what, like for you, like what would be a successful freshman year for you?
As far as the team, I mean, obviously everyone wants to play, but of course, I just want us to do like amazing. Like, I want us to be so top talent that like they want to push us higher. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like right now, we're I believe like top major D2. I
Yeah.
want to be like I want to just beat everyone,
Right.
everyone, so that they're like, wow, these people shouldn't be playing here. They should be playing way higher. You
Right.
know, because that would just be an amazing accomplishment just for everyone. So that'd be amazing to just go undefeated and just be like, um, have them say like, yeah, they shouldn't be playing here. This is too easy for them,
Hmm.
right? And then personal goals. I mean, I just want to get bigger because I mean, I'm not little, but I'm
Yeah.
littler. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So of course, I want to get stronger. And then I used to have so much bounce, and then I messed up my ankle. So I need to get back to that because I used to have a lot of
Yeah.
bounce. But once I messed up my ankle during COVID, I stopped playing for a while,
Oh,
and now it's kind of gone. So that's a big goal for me. I need to get my bounce back because everybody's dunking easy, and yeah,
right.
I need to be on that level too.
I hear you, man. I hear you. All right. So, what excites you to like from a personnel standpoint about like this year's group? Obviously we have like trees. Like we have like Trey 6'10", we got Max 6'9", 6'7", 6'6" guys. So like we obviously have size, we have athleticism. So what exactly excites you the most, like from your standpoint, about like you being a part of this team this year? What excites you the most?
I think just just the attitude of everybody. Like everybody's just we're all I barely know all of them, but it's just
Mhm.
it feels like already we're all just cool with each other and it's just a
Mhm.
good vibe and
Yeah.
everybody's just excited. And the versatility because we have pretty much everything. We have shooters, we have tall, we have short, we have all around just everybody can go if you will. There's no like one person that's set to be a scorer. I feel
Right.
like everybody on the team can score if they need to. So I just feel like the versatility is really good. And the fact that the play style we have will be like quick moving and, up and down, fast breaks. I
Mhm.
feel like it'll be really good for all of us because I feel like all of us play that kind of way to
Yeah.
take like quick shots and, go up and down quick. So I just feel like it's really a good system that we have going right now.
What are your first impressions? I mean, obviously, you guys haven't been able to do like full speed stuff, 5-on-5 stuff, but like based on what you've seen so far, like individuals and like off court stuff, what have been your first impressions of your teammates and stuff, especially like your freshmen coming in with you?
Uh, yeah, like you said, it's hard to read because we haven't been able to do much. But based off mine, I would say definitely one person I'll talk about is EJ, just because he's been in my group. That
Mm-hmm.
he's loud.
Oh yeah,
He
you know
doesn't
it,
stop
man.
talking. He's so loud, and it's good vibes. It's really helpful just to have somebody else that will he just talks to talk
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, just says stupid stuff for no reason, and
Mm-hmm.
it's good vibes. It brings everybody up, if you will, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that's real helpful as a from a leading standpoint for him, especially going into what is it? I think it's junior year.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, so I think that's real helpful for all of us, especially with everything going on, just to
right.
have somebody who's just annoyingly loud for no reason sometimes. And then as far as the rest of the freshmen, Wes is very talented. He's got a perfect build, in my opinion. He's like 6'5", 6'6", which I think is like perfect height if I
Mm-hmm.
had to pick a height. And then Trey is just 6'10". He's 6'10". Like there's nothing more that needs to be said.
Nothing you said,
6'10".
right?
He
Yeah.
got a mid range. He can shoot. And then I always clown him for dunking because he's too tall to be able to dunk. So I always make fun of him when he dunks. I'm like, "Wow, Trey, you're so good." And yeah, it's just everybody. Everybody's just friendly, and it's all
Mhm.
good vibes. We're all on the same page.
Yo, E is gonna call you out if you're not competing at his level, man. Like he will like go at you. Like
Oh,
that's
he's
the
a
thing that
little
I
bro
admire.
already.
Yeah. The guy is he's a really good teammate, man. Like he'll hold you accountable, hold himself accountable. So you're gonna love playing with him. I'm telling you. All right, so we don't necessarily know when this pandemic will end necessarily, right? We don't know like when we'll have a vaccine or if it's gonna be safe. All this, there's all to figure out. So we obviously can't predict the future, but in your estimation, how do you think things will look in the future? Do you think like we're gonna have normalcy at some point, like fans of games, be able to go out and eat without masks and stuff, like things like that? And then like, what do you think life will be like in the future? Like, talk to me about like your perspective and all that stuff.
Um, Personally, the way I see it, I don't really think this is going away like for a while. Of course they'll probably get a vaccine. I don't know how soon. It's hard to judge something like that because
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how all that works.
Mm-hmm.
But I would hope, of course, they get it soon. But obviously, it's looking like probably not this year. Maybe next year, somewhere towards the middle, beginning ish. But as far as going back to normal, I think that's just going to be real hard. I feel like we should all, even once we get a vaccine, still stay like, cautious. Not
Yeah.
really, you
Yeah.
know, just still, make sure you wash your hands, obviously, is common sense. And,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying to stay 6 feet apart 24/7, but don't be, all up in each other, breathing on each other like crazy. Like,
Yeah.
if once it just finishes, still
Right.
be a little cautious for a little
Yeah.
until it's like fully gone.
Yeah.
But I hope that they find something soon because it's going to be good to get back to a normal-ish routine. But as
Mhm.
far as getting back to normal, that's probably not happening
Right.
for quite a while.
Yeah. I hear you. So I don't know if you heard the news, but last month our conference announced that they're going to postpone all winter stuff through the end of the year. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we kind of thought that going in like a January would be the earliest for a season and whatever. So talk to me about, obviously things are suspended right now with you guys. You guys pick up next week. So talk to me about when you guys are able to go back to workouts and things like that. Like, what are you going to be doing preparation wise? You're going to be like getting more shots up in the gym, weight room more. Like, what's your preparation going to be like going forward? So you're in game shape for out when you guys go live practice and stuff like that.
Um, it's real hard, of course, trying to get back into rhythm, if you will, because uh basketball is it's different. You can run, you can go do miles and stuff like that, but the way I think of it is I don't really think that stuff not like doesn't help, but it's not the same. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're playing a game and you're going up and down and you're sometimes dribbling and sometimes passing and sometimes shooting, it's not the same stress
Yeah.
as running a mile.
Right.
When you're running a mile, you're just running a mile. It's one goal.
Right.
So you can't use that. You can use it to prepare, but it's not the same stress on your body as an actual game.
Yeah.
So it's important that we just stick to, the guidelines that we're getting right now so that we can get back to playing 5-on-5. Because the only thing that I think will really get us ready for when we have a season is playing 5-on-5. Because that stress of an actual game, there's nothing that you can really use that fully shows you the, responsibilities that you have in an actual game. Because it's just not the same stress on your body.
Mhm.
But as far as getting prepared for it, I mean, I personally just work out like every night. I have like a little routine I do. It's like 30 minutes with like just some, band workouts and some push-ups and stuff just to keep my body, looking good and feeling good.
Mhm.
But that stress of running back and forth in a game, that's hard to mimic in a different scenario.
Yeah. All right, last one here, Dom. So we have the benefit, in my eyes, of being like one of the best conferences in D2, right? And like we have the benefit of having all of our teams in Florida. So I mean, I'm sure you're aware of some of the teams you play, but talk to me about the level of competition and like how you think you're going to be able to, like, if you do get playing time, you do are able to contribute. Like, talk to me about like the level of competition you're going to be playing. Like, are you confident in yourself and in your game to be able to like be a huge piece in what we do going forward? Like, do you have confidence, especially knowing who we play in the conference?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm very confident in myself. A lot of people in my old school would tell you I'm mad cocky, which I mean
Mhm.
they're not fully wrong. I know my limits, but it's okay to have a little bit of cocky in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would say I'm definitely confident, and I feel like I can contribute because I don't really back down from anyone. Uh, I don't like to say people are better than me. Of
Yeah.
course, I acknowledge people that are good, but I
Yeah.
don't personally say like, "Oh, you're better than me." But if you're good at basketball, you're good at basketball. I'm just not going to say you're better because that's just not my mindset. So I think I'm definitely going to be able to, contribute with whatever time I'm given. I'm not going to ask for it. That's not
Oh yeah.
something.
Oh yeah.
That's something you do. That's disrespectful.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm just going to work as hard as I can and just take in all I can from all my teammates. Since I've been here, I've asked like multiple questions to all the guys. I asked Dre about just workouts in general. Talked to Jake about Brett from last year, just how he worked out and how he got to where he is. And I'm just trying to take in all the knowledge I can because it's just a whole different level of basketball compared to what I've been used to playing. But as far as competition, I'm ready to take that step and play the higher level, and just work to being at that level, just like everybody else.